Coming to you live from the studios at All Access 660. You guys know who I am by now. I'm a staple on the Sunday show in full disclosure. We are launching tonight the new show, SBN Live. I've gone solo. I left my partner. I'm starting the exit strategy for leaving the Sunday show. Much to his chagrin, he's not happy about it, but the facts are the facts. I have to try to branch out. All the Sunday daytime stuff it isn't good enough for me. I feel like I'm a primetime act, and so I'd like to be on primetime, 7 p.m. each and every Tuesday now, SBN Live. We're ready to go. Marlon, I'm sorry, don't text me. I'm just kidding. I'll still be on the Sunday show. The network is now trying to expand, so we will have more and more programming throughout the summer months, and the fall will be a great season for us. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you for everybody who reaches out today. I really, really, really appreciate it, and hopefully I can get you guys to retweet each and every week. As you can see on your screen right now, we were having a little technical issues early, some technical difficulty, but I think we've got it all straightened out. I've got our first guest. This is a landmark moment. This is the first time we've ever broadcast via Skype, and look out for this next hour. Mr. Ernest Ruffin, you guys have heard him on our platforms before. I'm not sure that you ever got to see him. That's not true. You did come in studio once, right, Ruff?
That's right. I came in one time.
Okay, so you guys did get to see him, but you didn't have such a close-up camera. This young man did go and shave today. We did a little test earlier, so he went in and got all cleaned up for the public. But Mr. Ruffin, how you doing today?
I'm good. So what's happening, man? Thanks for having me on.
No, man, thanks for being on. Hey, listen, man, as the weeks progress and people ask to be on the show, you'll always have this moment in your pocket to say, I was the first guy on that show. That's a big thing.
Another historic moment.
Yes, and you've seen a few. Shout out a couple of your social media. How can people get in touch with you? Tell them what you're doing.
People can get in touch with me on Facebook, Ernest Ruffin Jr. on Facebook, Ruff50 on Instagram, Ruff RU4FFFF2 on Twitter. What else is out there? Is that it?
Stuff, bro. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, but I'm very rarely on Instagram.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with me. Believe it or not, the Caribbean Heist movie is really taking a life of its own, and young people are interested in the movie and watching it, and IMDb reviews are just going through the roof, and so it's exciting. My students at Rutgers have done a couple marketing plans, and that's very interesting as well. We're working on a documentary called A Way Out. It's a documentary about poverty in Newark, and we have interviewed the past mayors of Newark, starting with Mayor Gibson, Mayor James, Quintana. We have yet to do Mayor Booker, and the current mayor, Mayor Baraka. We've interviewed some historians, Bob Curvin, who also was very instrumental in the Newark riots, and we highlight 5 individuals who've taken advantage of opportunities to lift themselves up out of poverty. And so we have some educators from NYU and Rutgers, of course, talking about poverty and how to, as well as community leaders like the YMCA's Mike Bright and others. So it's a very documentary. We're about 75% complete. So I'm really, really excited about that, because once we complete that, that's going to be something that schools and universities can use, civic organizations like the YMCA Boys and Girls Clubs can use. So it's a good project, man.
Cool, man. And how can people see the Caribbean Heist movie?
The CaribbeanHeist.com, one word. $1.99. Check it out.
All right, cool. So now I know that you're doing a lot of stuff. Your plate's pretty full. You're professor.
Young Entrepreneurs Organization, I didn't mention that. That's where we teach middle and high school kids the basic skill of entrepreneurship. So this summer, we're having the Hip Hop Business Plan Challenge, where they will actually business plan together in 2 days. for prizes. So we're doing that at Newark Rutgers on July 31st and August 1st. We're doing it on July 22nd and 23rd. I'm firming up Brooklyn and hopefully LA and Oakland. So yeah, busy.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, as you know, this is a sports show, right? And so hopefully you have some time to pay attention to the things that are going on in the sports world currently. I know that your plate's pretty full. Have you had time? Do you think you'll be able to keep up tonight?
I'm a junkie, man. I'm a sports junkie, so of course I got time.
All right, that's what's up. Listen, tonight, obviously we know the NBA Finals are on right now. Series tied 1-1, Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors. Cleveland Cavaliers have suffered 2 major injuries this season. Actually, they suffered 3 injuries if we count Varejao. So most people counted them out at the beginning of this finals. We alluded to this earlier in, I guess, what equates to our pre-production meeting while we were testing technical stuff. And you talked about how the Cleveland Cavaliers could be up 2-0.
Yes.
Do you think the Cleveland Cavaliers have a realistic chance to win this series?
Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win this. You know, I actually picked Cleveland to sweep Golden State. And you saw game 1. Shumpert just missed that putback. And, you know, they could easily be up 2-0. And if they win in Cleveland 2-0, they're going to finish them. I think they're going to get, you know, these 2 in Cleveland. LeBron has got something to prove. He's a very talented young fella, and he knows how to, you know, use his personnel real well. And the factor is myself and Tristan Thompson. The keys right there. Golden State's been playing small ball all year, and the playoffs is different. You know, the game slows way down. It becomes half court, and you know, if the bigs, you got halfway decent bigs who can make free throws, they can win a series for you. Plus LeBron James.
All right, but let me just go against that for a second. The Memphis Grizzlies had better bigs than, right? And we see what happened.
They don't have LeBron James, so you forgot that factor.
Okay, no, I was just talking about the bigs, though. Look, I think
if they had LeBron James, they'd sweep the Warriors.
They sweep them. Stop. So you're really disrespecting their 67 wins?
I'm not disrespecting the 67 wins. I like Golden State. They're a good team. They shoot the ball real well. Steph Curry's a hell of a player. Thompson, Trayvon, they're good players. One, they got no experience with this finals thing. It's real. It's serious. It's a different game, and I don't think they prepared for the half-court game. They don't have a half-court type of style. They don't have a big. They don't play David Lee. He's really the only kind of half-court guy they kind of have over there. So I don't disrespect the 67 wins. They just not built for a half-court game.
Listen, here's the issue. First off, if Steph Curry looks anything like the old Steph Curry, we're not expecting him to go 5 of 23 again, right? So by my calculation, if he went 7 of 23, they win. As bad as they played, they win. You really believe that Dellavedova is going to hold this guy to 5 of 23 again?
No, Steph is too good a shooter to do that. I think he'll have a good game in game 1, which that you saw Cleveland could have game. Steph played really well. The difference between Dellavedova, Kyrie, and Shumpert on Curry is he puts that body on him. Dellavedova's 6'3 and a half, 6'4", big cat, top physical.
He's not 6'4". He's not 6'4". He might be 6'3". He's definitely not 6'4".
He's 6'3 and a half.
Okay.
He's 6'3 and a half.
All right. Listen, here's the adjustment. Let me tell you right now, because you guys You guys will understand that. I'll give you inside knowledge before these games come on. You'll be lucky to see any game in any sport that comes on Tuesday. Follow. I'll break it down for you and let you know what you're supposed to see when you're watching it. Today, they'll take Curry off the ball. Dellavedova can't hold him while he's running him off double screens. And we'll watch Steph get and we'll watch Golden State win by double digits.
Oh, wow. In Cleveland?
I don't care where it is. Yeah, in Cleveland.
I don't know if you're going to see a double-digit winning this year.
Listen, again, here's what I say. Draymond Green is giving me nothing right now. I've got to assume that he's...
Well, these guys are too big. He's 6'5", 6'6".
Be giving me something offensively, especially as much as he plays on the perimeter, right? So he should be giving me something. Because, listen, I understand that Tristan Thompson is a decent perimeter defender, especially for his size. But he shouldn't be able to deal with Draymond Green out there to the point of shutting him down to 4 or 5 points. That shouldn't happen. Can we agree on that?
No, I think Tristan, as you can see, Tristan moves his feet on. So Draymond Green is, really a two guard size wise. Power forward mentality and plays hard. I like the guy. He's not getting the three off because Tristan is in his face, and then Moscow 7'1". He ain't getting it off, man. He's not gonna be able to get it off. The guy who got off was Thompson. I thought he did, real well. So I don't. Both of them not getting off. You're gonna have Clay. You're gonna have Curry get off and Clay get to 20, 15, or Thompson get off and Steph get to 20, 15, something like that. But if the defense of the Cavaliers is very, very impressive.
If I get 50 out of the two of them, I'm probably not losing. If I get an efficient 50 out of them, I'm probably not losing. And so I can't bet against the MVP. And let me just get this out now because it's been burning me up for the last couple of days. The way people have been jumping on Steph Curry, like almost wanting of his MVP.
No, that's not fair.
He had one bad game, and he had an average game one. They had a chance. They were in both games, so let's not act like they're just getting ran out the gym right now. And I can't imagine a scenario where we see Steph going 5 of 23 again. I mean, how's that? Shots. So if we're watching the game and we're paying real attention to it, everybody's trying to give Dellavedova so much credit right now, and he deserves a lot of credit. He got real physical with him. He stuck to his body, face guarded him a lot, but Steph still missed some wide open shots. I can't give that to Dellavedova if a guy's missing a pro is missing a wide open shot, unless you're telling me that Dellavedova's in his head. I cannot believe that Dellavedova's in his head. And I'm encouraged by what Curry said in the postgame when he said, "What's Dellavedova doing to stop you?" He said, "Yeah, I feel that. I like that." I mean, Steph's got that silent swag that it comes out a little bit, but he's definitely a confident dude. So I can't see Dellavedova. Look, I'm not even sure Dellavedova. He just proved to me that he's a pro. And he's definitely a second tier pro, right? So
I agree.
I'm not really worried about Dellavedova being the Curry stopper. People are being real disrespectful out here right now.
I'm agreeing with you on that. No, you can't stop Steph Curry. I used to play against Steph Curry's aunt at the Davidson Wild, Carolina, India. She shoots the lights out. All can shoot, man.
Really?
So. Yeah, I mean, and she's pretty, so you really don't try to guard hard, and she'll light you up and let you know.
She talks
so you gotta play it.
She talks.
Yeah.
Alright. So alright,
So I respect Curry. They can shoot it, man. He can shoot it.
Alright, so you got Cleveland tonight. Let me get a point margin from you.
Well, I got Cleveland 99, 94, something like that.
And who's the X factor? Who's the X factor tonight? Let's take the stars out. So let's take LeBron and Curry out. Who's gonna?
Moscow. I'm saying his name wrong.
Moscow.
Moscow played a half 2 days ago. 17 and 11. He played one half. They didn't even play in the second half. They played him with 30 seconds to go. Don't ask me why. trouble because they are too little.
All right, so here's the key, and I agree with what you're saying. Now, I'm never gonna put my money on Mozgov. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around doing that. And I may be biased for whatever reason, but and I have nothing against the guy. I just don't see him as an immensely talented offensive player. But in the first two games, he's absolutely showed up. He hasn't showed up like this all season. So to me, I'm looking at it as it's an anomaly, not like the norm. And you're talking about it like
it's not an anomaly, Rasul, because Love is out. There goes 16. Kyrie's out. There goes 22. Ain't no shots for Mozgov. I'm saying his name wrong.
Mozgov.
So there's usually no shots for him because those guys take shots, and then JR's gonna get his shots. Of course, LeBron gonna get his shots. Those two are out. We need some production from somewhere, and he's the guy.
Okay, so so I'm underestimating his offensive talent. That's what you're telling me.
Obviously, 15 and 10.
Dude, it's a two-game sample size, and you are ready to write him into next year's Eastern Conference starting center?
It's the finals. That's a hell of a sample size. I take those numbers in the finals.
If I get him every night, yes. I'm not betting that I'm gonna get him.
Over the 4 points he averaged during the regular season every day.
Right. So if I had a guy 82 games average 4 points, so like you said, I don't have his numbers in front of me, and then he gave me 2 games of 15 and 17. What am I thinking that he's closer to being? What's closer to the reality? The 4 points or the 15?
Again, you not take into account when he was giving you the 4, you got the other 2 guys there.
Listen, all right, I've got the way to. I can't even believe I can't believe that I'm acting like I'm going to game plan for Mozgov. For our audience, I'll do that. Golden State gets a 10-point lead, you got to take Mozgov out, right? The problem is
they got to take one of him. I would take Tristan out for a minute.
All right, so
only because
exactly
Mozgov creates a mismatch problem.
Exactly. So they got to jump out. I probably would take Tristan. I would leave Tristan in because he's more versatile defensively. But your choice, whatever. That's not even the point of my analysis here. The point is, we haven't seen Golden State get out to a lead yet. So Cleveland's been dictating the pace and the personnel. If Golden State gets out to a lead, you got to take some of these big guys out because you got to try to match up with. And Kerr's tried to do it. Kerr's tried to go to a smaller lineup, but they're negating it because they're playing them even. But if they get out to a lead, Cleveland's going to have to adjust and go to a small lineup, and that's when they get the brakes beat off of them tonight.
Okay, so here's the only way they get out to a lead. If the referees take Shumpert and Dellavedova and JR out of the game, those 3 guys, unlike Atlanta and the rest of the guys, they get up in you. They play deep.
But just on the
shooters, we don't like really dudes up in you that much.
Time out. Was that a Freudian slip, or did you just try to slide that right in there? Shooters, we don't like. Did you put yourself in the Steph Curry category? Did you do that on purpose, or was that a?
Well, I don't shoot it like Steph, but I shoot it.
Okay. All right. Now you are a good shooter. So okay. All right. Listen. Dellavedova had no answer for Klay Thompson early. And until Klay got in foul trouble, I'm not sure that Cleveland wins that game. I'm not sure that it's that close that early. Klay was getting every shot he wanted to. They switched Dellavedova on him in the post, and he was doing whatever he wanted to him. You see the formula. Now, Curry can't necessarily, well, he's not a post player anyway, but he couldn't even post him in the mid-post, so Dellavedova has a shot. And I think it's a small shot, because I think Curry's out to embarrass this kid tonight. Let me give you one more prediction, too, tonight. And you call me if this happens. You may have to slide a little to your right, Ruff. You've fallen out of your camera over there.
How about now?
You're looking good. Here's my other prediction. I predict that Curry is going to sit Dellavedova down. While he's trying to get up in him on defense, he's going to sit down on the court today.
Okay.
Curry third.
All right, well, then we got to put something on him.
Oh, okay, and then what? Dellavedova's on Klay? We already saw what Klay will do to him. We just saw that.
No, we'll put Dellavedova on the bench and put JR on Klay.
You sure? Listen, all right. Let me tell you what I was saying during the game when Jr. went Jr. and was making all the crazy, stupid plays in the game. I said, I was on record saying, I think I tweeted it out, that LeBron was gonna make Jr. stand up on the flight home. All the dumb fouls that he was committing in the game, I said, yo, he's gonna make that fool. Boom. So do you really trust Jr. in crunch time?
Listen, JR plays D, and he got pride, and LeBron is in these guys saying, listen, hey, I need you to play Clay. I just need you to just guard these guys. We got him. We keep it close. We got him. So he got this guy psyched up, man, that just go out and play your hardest, leave it all out there, play that D, we can win this series.
All right, well.
So I don't trust JR because he is a bonehead. But I do trust him not to let Klay Thompson give him 30.
Wow. Clay almost, okay, he's not going to sit Clay the entire time, so.
Well, see, because the coach is a rookie and he's not that smart as far as the NBA is concerned. And he had Dellavedova on Clay, giving up too much size. And you ain't just, Clay's 6'8", and he, you ain't going to just body him like you might be able to push Curry around a little bit. He going to hit you with the fade, or, he going to hit you with something. Because he got a lot of tools, a lot of skill. He shoots that ball. So, but if you put Jay a little quicker and, get in his face, it just bothers you. You just got to bother shooters. You ain't going to stop them, but you got to bother them. And so, those other series, we had Steph Curry put on a shooting clinic, and Klay Thompson and those guys. I mean, Barnes hitting threes from all over the place, and Draymond hitting top of the key threes. You ain't seen none of that.
Okay, you're going to see it tonight. I want to switch gears, though. We're going to get back to some NBA shortly. I'm going to take it to a more serious topic. Let me shout out the North Brunswick Bulldogs, my little homie Kamal, fifth grade to eighth graders. A few of them are tuning in tonight to listen to you. I told them that you would drop knowledge on them, so you have a responsibility to.
What's up, young fellas?
Yeah. All right, let me just talk about a subject out here that I was pretty vocal on, as it was a big issue in the NFL, and that was the domestic violence situation. Again, let me just get this out for people who are listening the first time. I'm totally against domestic violence. I couldn't imagine a situation where I would hit a woman. But I think that the people who took such a stance on domestic violence should also take that same aggressive stance when it comes to a female. We have Hope Solo. She's the goalie for the U.S. soccer team, and they're going through FIFA World Cup right now. She had a domestic violence incident, and her punishment and the outrage, the public outrage, wasn't nearly what it would be if she were a male. I don't think it's fair. I mean, domestic violence is domestic violence, and nobody should be abused in any way, matter, or form. I wanted to ask you why you're over there laughing very, very hard. I love the camera stuff. What's your position on how the public and how the media has treated the Hope Solo situation?
Well, so there's some double standards in life, in our life, in America, in the world, right? There's some double standards. And this is one of those situations where, you're not going to get no sympathy, man, if a woman is beating up on a dude. You're not going to get any sympathy if she's beating up on the guy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, but let's play it out for the public. And somebody tweet at me if you have an opinion. Next week or the week after, I think the phone lines will be live, so you'll be able to call in and chime in on any subjects that we're talking about each and every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on All Access 660. Let's say you've got you do, but let's just say you've got you don't have a 8-year-old son, but you do have a son. So let's say you had an 8-year-old son, and he's coming home every day saying this girl is beating him up every day. What's your advice to him?
We got a real problem, me and my son.
Okay. What's your advice, though? Just give me your advice.
My advice would be, girl talk to the teacher, or we may need to call her parents. I would not advise him to beat a girl up, but
Okay, wait.
I don't expect him to get beat up by a girl either.
All right, slow down for a second. So let me give you the issue of the kid, and we talked about this on one of our former shows on this network here, where we had two ladies, and so the dynamic was a little different. And when I talk about sensitive issues like this, I like to have a female or two or 10 in the room so that there's balance. It's not a testosterone heavy conversation. But let's play it out for a second. He can't go to the teacher and say this girl's beating me up. That's out. That's out. That's not an option. Because once the boys hear that he's running to the teacher because this girl's beating him up, he's finished. So I don't think that's a viable option.
Well, you can't say she beating you up, but you can say, listen, I don't want to hit her back and hurt her, but she's hitting me.
All right, he's got to be very savvy at 8 to come up with that. That's a. That that was a. No, that was a. Don't worry, people are texting. That's what you get. I don't think he can go to the teacher. I don't think he can go to. He comes to you. You're hot. Your 8-year-old son comes to you and says, "This girl's beating me up." What's your reaction?
Again, my reaction is, why is she hitting you? Just because if she's a bully, I don't advocate him hitting on a girl. So, again, he gonna have to talk to the teacher, or he might take matters in his own hands. But I wouldn't tell him to do that.
Now he talks to you. You come into school with him. Okay, you call the principal. Principal tells you to come into school. You talk to her parents, and you guys kind of squash it or whatever. They're telling her parents whatever, and she goes back and tells everybody, "Yeah, this clown had to call his pops." What's his life like, Russ? What's the rest of his elementary school life like?
Well, he gonna have to get a little suave and figure out how to charm her, man, because he had to turn those punches into love taps, some kisses on the cheek or something. You can't just be getting beat up by a girl. That's a tough one. By the way, I've never seen that. I've seen some tough girls, but not beat up guys every day where you had to go home and tell his folks or something like that.
I've absolutely seen girls beat on dudes regularly in elementary school.
So what's your stance, Sue?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. But I'm with you. I hope he figures it out without telling me, because I'd be highly disappointed. I don't know what advice. Like I'm really torn, and I'm not sure what advice I'd give him, because I'm worried about him as well. Like if he's going to tell teachers and that word gets out, I think he's gonna have problems with the boys, and every bully in that school he's gonna have problems with at that point. So I don't know what to tell him. I mean, I was asking for a little humor, but I was actually asking to really try to get the answer to the question. I'm not sure what to. So if somebody has the answer, please tweet in. But I'm not sure, because he can't run, right? Can't run. You can't hit back. So you gotta stand there and do what? Like you.
Just like say, listen, stop. Put arms length. Get away.
But okay, adult to adult male, adult female. Normally that works. 8-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl. It's not that. They're not that far off. They may not be far enough. They may not be far off enough for him to just be able to stand there and just control what she's doing. And if she's nice with hers, like at 8, if she grew up fighting and he didn't, he got a problem.
Yeah,
he's got a problem. She got some big sisters, big brothers, and they fight a lot. He's the only child. Yeah, he might have an issue out there.
I gotta transfer him.
Get the kids out of school.
I gotta send us to the Catholic school and say, look, man, we don't need this public school abuse.
No more, huh? But again, I brought it up for some humor, but I did bring it up to make a point. I think that
So Olo's married to that big goalie dude, right?
Yeah, and he's got a sketchy past too. So she doesn't seem like and obviously I don't know her, but she seems like she's got some issues. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think anybody should be hitting anybody. But there are a few scenarios I could imagine a guy hitting a girl. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine me doing it. Like, okay, let's be honest. Lorena Bobbitt, if she got punched in the face, are you mad?
What did she do?
Didn't she cut off extremity?
Cut a man's penis off?
Yes. Are you mad at him if that's his reaction, or should he be able to control him?
But that's a tough one to me. If she comes at you with a knife, especially in those areas, you're probably gonna punch her right in the face. Yeah.
Right. I'm only bringing that to say, I think people are naive if they
very rare case.
Very rare. But I think that people are naive if they say, no matter what she does.
Nah, you can't try to slice somebody's privates off and think you can get away with that one.
Right, no doubt. But I'm looking for now, National Organization for Women. I'm looking for their stance. I can't really find anything. I'm looking for people trying to get her off the U.S. team the way people tried to get
So you really want to get her off the team because she beat a man up?
No. I'm not saying that I agree with any of that. I'm saying if that was a male and that's what you'd be looking for, then look for that. If a female does that, that's all I'm saying. I'm a guy who.
Well, so again, you got double standards on some issues.
And again,
on this issue, you're not going to get the same treatment.
Right, but I'm trying to live my situation like there are no double standards. So in a perfect world to me, all I'm saying in a perfect world to me. So my stance on all this stuff is let the law deal with it and make your punishment according to the law. So if somebody goes to court and the court doesn't recognize it as this super heinous crime, then I don't think a league should. That's all I'm saying. If that's the case, then it becomes fair across the board. Because if everybody's going to court and their court has whatever standards they have, then you punish based on that. But I just wanted to get your opinion on the outrage and thereof. And then I also want to get your opinion on what you would advise your 8-year-old what you would advise your 8-year-old son. Now you've got the best answer. I've asked a few people this question. Transfer them. That's the first time. But what do you do if the little girl lives on your block? Move.
I call my cousins up from down the hill and jump her.
All right, now see that. Now see, I will be honest. I got that answer from somebody, but I didn't put that on there.
If my girl cousins come up and take care of that, no problem.
Right. And you know what? And that's probably, honestly, bro. That's probably the only solution. The little cousins gotta come up here and get her. They 8, some 10-year-olds gotta come up here and get this little girl, do whatever.
Yeah, my brother had some situations where some girls house, so we had to call up the girl cousins to make sure, everybody exited properly.
Wow. I've got the best story. I'll save it for off the air of an issue. It had nothing to do with me. All right, let's get to the hot topic of the night.
What's that?
There's a big discussion right now. Let me give you my opinion on LeBron James, and then I'll roll into the question. I think LeBron James is going through an identity crisis. I think that, and not you, and you can get into explaining this later. Most rational, reasonable basketball fans believe that Michael Jordan's the best basketball player who lived. I know you don't. Am I saying this right?
Extremely accurate.
Okay, so I'll let you get into that in a second. He's comparing himself to, everybody's trying to compare him to Michael Jordan, and not in this series, but you see it in his gameplay in other series and in previous games that he tries to change his game up to answer that criticism that he's not like Mike or like a Kobe or whatever. I personally think that he's cut more from the mold of Magic Johnson. But he's Magic Johnson on steroids, and I'm not saying it figuratively, but he's Magic Johnson with the ability to put up 40 a night if he has to, as we're watching him put up 38 or whatever he's doing right now.
Right.
Tell me who you think the best player is in the league ever, and then tell me what you think LeBron has to do to.
Well, let me hit you from a couple different angles. One, you have to understand, and the audience have to understand, everyone else has to understand that the NBA and like all sports in our industry, in our country, is a major business. And assists, championships, MVPs, All-Star game appearances, impact, just his impact on the league wasn't even the impact that somebody like a Kareem had, who took a Milwaukee team from last place to second place as a rookie, and then win the whole thing in his second year. And so, a guy like Jabbar, who leads in most categories that are measured in the NBA, he's either number 1, 2, or 3. 22 years he played, over 20 All-Star appearances. They changed the college game because of him. Won 3 championships in college. He couldn't play as a freshman. His UCLA team won the championship as a freshman, and the only team they lost to was Kareem's freshman team. So this guy is a phenomenal, unstoppable, unguardable player. But he's of 2 generations ago, okay? And he wasn't the most media-friendly guy. Then come Mike. Mike's a great player. His competitiveness is second to none. Tough. And so you can talk to Mike.
Let me interrupt you for a second. So Kareem's the best player of all time.
My opinion, but he got the numbers to back it up. Yes.
Okay, I'll let you finish, and then I'll shut that down for you in a minute.
You can't shut it down.
Oh no, I will.
No way.
Okay.
His numbers don't lie.
Okay, give me a shot. That's all.
Yeah. So
Asking for my chance.
Mike is, he's up there. He's top 2, 3. Kobe's up there. Kobe's a bad dude. Shaq. You got players. Magic, Wilt, Bird. Those guys are up there. So it's a tough one. But LeBron's going to be considered the best because he's the product of today. So we need somebody to sell jerseys, sell the game, and there's no better person to sell the game. He's a great young fella on and off the court. He plays hard. He's a big guy, athletic, doesn't shoot it that great, but he gets the job done. He gets his teammates involved.
All right, let me just get. I want to dive into the record part. So I know Kareem has the most points of all time, but what other records does Kareem have?
What are the records?
Yeah. That you could think of offhand. Okay, and let's be honest. He played 37 years, right?
You do not longevity.
Okay.
If you worked for 30 years and performed at a high level, when Green retired, Magic was still begging him to stay.
Dude, no problem. I'm just asking you. We can get into that as soon as you answer my question. The question is, outside of him having the most points in NBA history, what other record does he have?
He has several records. I just did my Mount Rushmore on NBA.com the other day, and when I put Kareem up there, he has the most statistical record in the league. His points, I think he's second in rebounds. Block shots, he's 1. Most All-Star game appearances, number 1. Most All-Star game MVPs.
Yeah, I don't care. Exhibition game. Really? Sorry,
MVPs of the league, he got 6 tied with Mike. Well, Mike tied with him because he did it before Mike.
What's a more impressive feat? And I guess this is a better question. 40,000 points or the highest career scoring average over a substantial period of time? Because longevity, right? If I get somebody who can play 50.
Nah, man. 40,000 at age 50, plus 50, mid-50% clip.
Mike's 30.1 at 50%. I mean,
very impressive.
From a guard, from a 2-guard, which is extremely
impressive. Hey, man, we're not talking, you said the best ever. Don't start guard, forward, and center to me. The GOAT is the GOAT.
Okay, you're butt.
The numbers equal the GOAT. ESPN can't create the GOAT. The numbers the GOAT. The numbers.
Why isn't Russell the best? Because he got 11.
No, Russell got 11 rings, but no numbers other than that except rebounds. Okay?
He averaged like 23 rebounds a game for his career or something.
Yeah. So, he had some big time rebounds, and, he blocked shots.
And he won, right?
They won. They had good teams back then. The Celtics had great teams. They won 11 rings.
Let's not act like this.
He did one as a player coach. So Russell was a great player. He was 6'9". He didn't really score. He was just a great
in order for somebody to surpass Kareem being the best player of all time, they got to score more than 40,000 points. That's what it comes down to.
No, it comes down to impact on it. When you come into the league, what you do with your team. If you come into the league and your team's in last, how long does it take you to get to that next level of, getting to the championship level? Okay, Kareem did it in two, man. With him and old Oscar Robertson, right? And a bunch of misfits, John McLaughlin, old Bobby Dandridge. You don't know these guys, you're a young fella. But, he did it. He was a phenomenal player. I'm talking phenomenal. Unstoppable, unguardable.
I know Dorothy Dandridge. Alright, so LeBron's a dominant player, right? Is he the most dominant player of this era?
Yes. Besides Kobe. Is Kobe in his era?
Yeah.
Well, Kobe was very dominant. Shaq was very dominant in this era. Those guys are dominant. Shaq, I hadn't seen a big guy as big as Shaq with those kind of skills that he possessed.
I mean, you think Shaq in his prime was better than Wilt in his prime?
I'm going to give an edge to Shaq because Shaq can do more. Wilt can dunk only. He have no jump hook, no touch. He was just a strong man. He had touch around that basket. He'd dunk on you, through you. But Shaq got a lot with him. He could bring it up. Shaq could reverse it. He could shoot the 7, 10, 12-footer. Shaq got a lot of skills, man.
12-footer was Shaq shooting.
10-footer.
What did I miss when he was shooting a 12-footer?
I watched the Orlando. You should have watched Clutch City last night. He made a 12-foot fadeaway on Hakeem last night. 10-foot, 12-foot fade. As a rookie in Orlando.
Let me give you the operative part of what you just said. A 12-footer. A 12-footer. Not hitting 12-footers.
The point is, he's 7 foot, 320, and he can do that.
I love Shaq. I just asked the question. Listen, you may be old enough to have seen Wilt. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure.
No, I seen Wilt, yes.
Right. So I don't know. Right.
Wilt couldn't handle Jabbar. That's what I'm telling you. Kareem would eat him up because his skyhook, he couldn't stop it. But if he dropped that shoulder on Kareem,
exactly.
Oh boy.
Could Kareem stop Wilt?
Nah, Wilt was unstoppable.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So I don't know. But
Wilt was unstoppable, man. Guess how many chips Wilt has?
Does he got 2?
Boom.
Right. Okay. All right. Listen. If you're gonna say, I'm trying to figure out what the criteria is. So
and we had to put him with some players because he didn't come in and have that impact like Kareem came in.
How many? Wait a minute. But here's the question: how many chips did Kareem get when he had nobody else with him?
The first one.
Oh, one.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, one. Don't act like he got all 5 of his chips with nobody.
No, but listen.
Don't make that impression.
Here's what I'm trying to impress upon you. The dude came into the league as a rookie. With some guys. Oscar was 40. So Oscar was old. They went from last to second. That's impactful.
How much did Magic have to do with Kareem getting the rest of those titles?
No, let's reverse that.
Why?
How much did Kareem have to do with Magic getting his titles? Is what you want to ask?
Really? So who could I have taken off that team? Who could I have taken off those Laker teams first, Kareem or Magic, and still been successful? Which one of those teams I could take which player off?
Let me ask you this question: did they win the championship? Did Magic win the championship without Kareem?
I'm asking you the question in reverse.
He did not win the championship without Kareem. When Kareem left, they got beat. Michael beat them, and somebody else. They didn't do it.
Yeah. So you could take Magic off the team before you took Kareem off. Kareem has 5 titles without Magic. I guess that's the better way to ask the question. Does he have 5 titles without Magic?
I don't know about that. Maybe.
Stop. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
You can't say that. So that's like you gotta have some players around
Wait a minute, but they won close. They won close.
I mean, if you give him Isaiah and don't and switch Magic for Isaiah, yes.
Are you screaming at me?
I'm just saying.
What's in that blue cup you're drinking out of?
If you give him Isaiah and then you give Magic to the Pistons, Kareem still gets 5. Yes, you can't. He can't do it by himself. He needs the help. But what I'm saying, you can. Those other parts are interchangeable.
Right,
We can maneuver those.
But exactly what you're saying now, you're saying that he needs help. And when I'm discussing the LeBron James dynamic, he got an older D Wade. I guess you want to say Bosh was his help, but Bosh isn't on the level of any of these other people's sidekicks. From Michael to maybe Bosh is on the level of Gasol when Kobe and Gasol won the 2 titles. But he's not on the level of Pippen. He's not on the level of Kareem Magic. He's not on the level of, he's not even on the level of Mikal Bird. He's not Mikal. And so when we start, how much do we factor in championships? Because we know that championships has something to do with not only the players you play with, organizations you play for, including coaching, GMs, and everything. And I go and look at what LeBron has had over his career. And his little stint in Miami when he had an outstanding organization, bullshit really is, but he went to 4 finals, so we saw what he did when he had something with him. It's undeniable that he was competing for a championship the entire 4 years that he was there. He was at the last series times he was there. Now his first 7 years in Cleveland, or 6 years or whatever it was, he had Mike Brown and Dan Gilbert as his owner, and he's going against Pop and the San Antonio Spurs ownership, or he's going against the father bus and Phil. How do you compare them? You just compare his results and not factor in what he had to work with. How do you do that?
LeBron's a great player.
Right.
You gotta give it to him.
But he's got to win. By the time it's over, if he stays healthy, by the time it's over, the numbers won't be a question. By the time it's over, the numbers won't be. He'll have numbers. He should have, at this rate, he'd have numbers. He'll be the only triple-double dude. 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists, 30,000 points, and he'll be in the high 30s. And depends on how long he wants to go. He could mess around with Kareem if he wants to go till he's 39.
And let me tell you something. When LeBron first came into the league at high school, I told my we could be watching the greatest of all time.
What if
I said, no, I saw this kid in a little game on TV, ESPN high school joint, and he's phenomenal. He's fast, he's big, he's athletic, and if he does what you say, and he gets a couple more chips.
But what if he
if he gets a chip this year?
No. What if he doesn't get any more chips?
Nah, he gotta get more chips. You can't be in that conversation.
Oh, wow.
But if he gets it, let me explain to you right now. If he gets the chip this year with this team, man, it's a tough argument.
Well, how much? Okay, then let's.
You need to get more stats, of course.
Let's stay right here though. Let's just say he gets this chip and it's his last chip, right? How much is this chip worth more than a Michael Scotty chip?
It's worth a lot.
Is it worth more than a Michael Scotty chip?
Of course, he don't have a Scotty.
Okay, so how many chips is this chip worth?
The chip is worth a chip, man.
So it's not worth more than a chip. So is it worth more than a chip, or it's not worth more than a chip?
But we're going to give him some consideration based on what he worked with to get the chip. Honestly, I think he got 2-3 more chips in him.
Maybe.
He got to get this chip though.
Man, I mean,
you can't keep going to the show and coming up empty.
But and again, and another topic that's burning me up. If he doesn't win the chip, most people would say, and I'm not saying you, I'm not accusing you of this yet, but most people would say, oh, it'll be the truth. He'll be 2-4 in the finals if he doesn't win the finals this year. But is it better for him not to have made the finals at all?
Is Jim Kelly the greatest quarterback of all time?
No.
How many Super Bowl trips did he take?
4, but he doesn't have anything else that would make me think that he was the greatest quarterback of all time.
He got a lot of numbers, man. He was throwing the hell out of that ball in 2 different leagues.
I got a better one for you. Dan Marino was better than most of the people who got chips. Now say he's not.
He is.
He's better than most of the people who have chips.
I agree.
Okay.
But we can't call him the GOAT without them chips.
You need more than one player to get chips. You just acknowledge that. Or organization, who you trade for, maybe that's gonna help me get a chip. I watched Kobe get a chip Game 7 when Artest was the best player on the floor.
Hey,
He doesn't get
Kobe
somebody else.
is in this conversation.
Why?
Because he won the championship with him, Gasol, and a bunch of misfits.
Okay, he got 2 chips. 2 chips on his own. He was robbing for the other 3. Let's be honest about it. So what he got 2 chips? He got what LeBron got. He's got what LeBron has.
Now you got 5 of them.
Yeah, but he wasn't the best player on the other 3. You still got those?
5 is 5, player.
I feel you, Ori. Ori's better than all these dudes since he got 7,
No,
right?
I'm just saying.
He got 7, right?
Kobe got numbers. Kobe is number 1 scoring, eh?
No.
What's his number?
He's probably 3rd, I think.
He passed Mike. He's 3rd.
Yeah.
Mike is getting 4th now.
You gotta be smoking. Listen, I care about your average. See, and maybe this is an indictment on the way we look at our lives. It appears to me that you care about quantity. I care about quality.
I care about measurements.
30.1 points a game is better than 22 points a game for 7,000 years.
Popularity and all of that means nothing. Measurements. What you've accomplished is what you've accomplished. And so nobody can take that away. Because I like you, Rasul, better than I like Mo, does that mean you're better than Mo? I gotta look at the numbers. If when Mo does his show and you do the show, if Mo has better numbers, as much as I like you, Mo might be the better announcer.
Oh.
He got the numbers.
Wait a minute, why are you talking about Mo on my show? He's got a show on Sundays.
I'm just trying to make a point. So, the point I'm trying to make is the numbers are the key to who's the best, not popularity.
All right. Let me get this to you real simply then. A bunch of people have better numbers than Barry Sanders. They all better than him. Barry Sanders is the best running back to me, but some people say Emmitt Smith fine. Well, who's better than Barry? He got no titles, and a bunch of people have better numbers than him now. People better than Barry Sanders? Just tell me that. If you sit over here and tell me that, and we're getting close to the end of the show, it'll be a perfect segue for me to just disconnect you.
Jim Brown.
Sit up. Okay. Who else? Tell me somebody who's got more numbers than him that's better than him, because I'm not sure Jim Brown has more numbers.
What about my man who played for the Rams?
Eric Dickerson was not better.
Dickerson.
He's not better than him, dude. He's not.
He got better numbers, don't he?
He's not better than him. I don't know if he has better numbers or not, but he's not better than him. He's not.
He did 2,100 in one season one time.
He's not better. Look, who did Barry Sanders play with?
Hey man, listen, this is America. You can choose to go for a new employer. Him and Dan Marino should have went to different teams.
On that note, as we get close to the break here,
Did LeBron not leave and come back and leave America?
and you are a great American. I'd like to thank you for joining the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Being the first guest, a spirited argument. You got my brow a little sweaty over here, so definitely enjoyed the time. And hopefully everybody out there got to enjoy the show today. Hopefully there weren't many technical difficulties. It looks good on this end, so hopefully it worked out for all of you guys. I'd like to thank you again for tuning into the inaugural show. The magazine will be out first week of July, it's looking like, and it will be out monthly over the summer and then hopefully weekly after that. So we are pressing and moving on over here, having a good time, and I'm still enjoying sobriety, so I'm just drinking water. Usually I would have been indulging in a very strong adult beverage, but I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in, and hopefully you guys tune in next week. Thanks, and have a great night. Thank you.
Congratulations, Rasul.
Thank you, Mr. Ruffin. I will call you offline to address the nonsense that you feed the nation. We are out.